Jongmin is a 31-year-old Korean American. He came to the US at age 1, grew up here and attended schools all the way to get his college degree here. But he could be deported anytime. He is undocumented. Now he works at his family-run grocery store in Brooklyn.
Being undocumented is like living in an invisible prison. You're trapped there behind these invisible bars, and you can't drive, you can't vote, you can't study abroad.
Last year, the Senate voted down the so-called DreamAct I introduced to give some kids of illegal immigrants legal status. Critics of the bill say the legislation would only reward lawbreakers and additionally burden many U.S. taxpayers.
Sad, depressed, confused, angry. And I think we made a vow to each other that we'd come back in a couple of years.
The NYSYLC, where Jongmin and hundreds of other members campaigned for the DreamAct, says it will press for a similar bill at the state legislature.
They grew up here, they were raised here. Taxpayers have paid for their education from K through 12. They want to become the next Bill Gates, next teachers, next lawyers, next doctors. And now all of a sudden, at the age of 18, you say, get out. It's like, you invested in these kids, but you don't get the reward back at the end of all those years.
Jongmin's family moved from South Korea to the U.S. in 1981. His parents came here on a temporary visit, overstayed their visas, and became illegal immigrants. So did Jongmin. Back then, he was too young to know about this.
At the age of 17, in '97, I wanted to do a hospital residency program. I went to the hospital to just volunteer and apply, and they said, you need your green card. And I was like, okay, I'll go home, I'll get my green card. And so I asked my mom, I called her back at the store, and I said, where is it? And she says, yeah, Jongmin, you don't have one. You can't do that program, and you can't tell anybody about this either. And I was like, what? And I mean, it was just shocking. I think there's a stigma attached to the Asian culture where you don't put your dirty laundry in public. We're undocumented, not because of our own fault, but we're trying to change that, and we're trying to change for the better for tomorrow. And for the next Jongmin that comes around, or the next Korean American that's here, and they're going to struggle with this once they turn 18, and they may be 25 now, and they still can't do anything.
His parents are now concerned about his high-profile campaign that they say will increase the risk of the family being deported. But Jongmin will unlikely stop his campaign until his dream comes true. For NYU Now, Kwan Woo-jeon in Brooklyn.